Hi, welcome to the podcast. I am Joe Posnanski, and with me is Michael Shore. Michael, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
You are so welcome. So we are doing episode 643 of our baseball card opening, but very exciting news on the baseball cards. So we are opening baseball cards. I'm sure you know we're opening baseball cards to raise money for the amazing people at Team Gleason. And this week we topped $60,000.
Yay, excellent.
How about that?
Pretty good.
So apparently last year we raised 72,000. So we are trying and hoping to top last year's number. But we'll see. What we do is we open up baseball cards. We're going to give away these cards to lucky winners at the end of this series. All you've got to do is go to teamgleason.org/Poscast, POSCAST, and donate whatever you can. And your name will automatically be entered in the contest. It's exciting.
Yes, and you'll fill out a little thing there on the form where you say, "Here's my favorite teams, here are my favorite players." And if you are one of the, let's call it 5 winners, we will go through everything we've opened, and we will send you every possible thing we found from those teams, those players. And by the way, I think this is like number 6 or 7 of these that we've done.
Yeah.
And we've got at least one more that we're trying to schedule. But we have opened 2017-18 basketball cards. We've opened 1974 Topps baseball cards.
So
we've
exciting.
opened tons of cards, Topps Stadium Club and Topps Black and White and Topps Series 1 2026. We've opened up, and we have, and by the way, we have other sports that are hopefully coming down the road if we can find the right guests to join us.
Yes.
So any sport, football, baseball, basketball, if you want to tell us your favorite hockey team, we'll go through and see if we have any hockey cards anywhere. And we found some very cool stuff. We found some really neat, if you're a Reds fan, we have found like so many members of the Big Red Machine, from the 74 team. And we have Nikola Jokic's and De'Aaron Fox's and Jaylen Brown's and we have, Shohei's, and we have also, Owen Cassie and some of the young stars in baseball, which we'll be talking about today. So
Connor, we got Connor, his draft card, right?
That was cool. Yeah, Conor Griffin. Who, by the way, what brief digression. Is this kid like the greatest baseball player of all time?
It kind of seems like he is the greatest baseball player of all time. Nothing to me is more exciting than when somebody is like the number 1 prospect. So everybody knows he's going to be good.
Yeah.
And then he comes to camp and blows away expectations. He's even better than anybody. That's the best. The best.
Yeah. Of course, the Pirates are going to mysteriously remember soon that he really needs to work on his bunting skills or whatever.
Right.
Keep him
not possibly call him up before May 28th or whatever. Yeah. No,
we really think he needs to work on going the other way.
The other way. His defense could use just a little polish. Just polish.
Who was the first people that I really was aware of who did this, which is what we're talking about, if you don't know, is manipulating service time. So if a guy is on the opening day roster, his service time starts immediately. If you delay him, I think it's just until May 1st. Isn't that it?
It changes. They really change it. But
if you delay him, you essentially buy another year of team control by just having the guy
becomes a 2+, right?
Yeah.
So
So I remember in the build up to the Cubs 2016 series, I remember Theo with a straight face giving interviews where he just said, right now, Chris Bryant, I think we just feel like he needs to, there's a couple things we want him to work on. And, it was and everyone knew what was happening. But he was the first guy I remember having to face the questioning of the public because Cubs fans were revving so hard about all of these guys, Schwarber and Chris Bryant and Addison Russell and all these dudes. And he was the first guy who had to just he was a lawyer in a Senate hearing, just bald-faced lie about it, but in a way that seemed plausible enough so that people would stop asking him.
Right. Well, and it was look, I can't tell you, but you guys, it's wink.
You
wink,
know
right?
what we're doing,
you know
and we know what
doing.
we're doing.
No, it's really, but they have added a couple of things. So like there's a lot in it for the Pirates if Conor Griffin wins Rookie of the Year, right?
Right.
So there are some things at work. Anyway, Pirates could be super exciting or they could be the Pirates. It just there's
It's weird to think that they could have, if this kid is for real, and it certainly seems like he is. He's 19 years old and he's crushing the ball. Hit 2 homers against the Red Sox in a spring training game the other day.
yes.
That they could have Skeens who gives up essentially 1 run every time he pitches.
Right.
And then this kid who's like, mashing the ball, and they've got other prospects on the way.
They've got big prospects on the way, and they actually got like a couple of real major leaguers this offseason.
Yeah.
They spent a little money. So if you're a Pirates fan, yeah, come into the year pretty excited. So
If you're a Pirates fan, go to teamgleason.org/podcast and tell us you're a Pirates fan. And if you win, you're going to get a bunch of cool Pirates cards.
well, that's the thing, and I think this is really important to say. And Mike is the king of this, but I add to this as well. When we find out who you are and what you want, what you like, we're not going to just stop at the cards we've opened. Like
No.
we will find, like if you're a Cleveland fan, just give you an example. I was going through my drawer the other day, and there was a 1971 Cleveland Indians like program. And I'm like, oh, what the heck is this? And I looked and it was signed by Bob Feller and Gaylord Perry. It's- I don't even know. I did not get that. That must have been, I must have bought it or it was a gift because I never had something signed by those two. It wasn't a personal thing as far as I know. But if you're a Cleveland fan and you want that, go to Team Gleason. I mean, believe me, Mike even more than me, but both of us have lots of stuff just that's lying around that we will absolutely throw in.
We will 100% throw in a bunch of stuff that we have without question. So
okay, we're gonna do this week. We're gonna do it a little bit differently because I have this idea. Here's what I'm thinking. So I think everybody understands who Mike Schur is. Mike Schur is the world's leading expert on names, right? I would call you the world leading expert on names. I don't know what else you do, but I know that you do names. Like you come up with names.
I've been a professional TV writer for about 30 years now, and I fell into it backwards because I was looking for a career that allowed me to invent stupid names. And this seemed like the easiest.
It's the only career you could find that would actually give you your superpower is names. So here's what we're going to do. Mike is going to open up some cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each division. I'm going to read to Mike the opening day lineup, projected lineup, and we are going to rate each division by team names. We're going to basically tell you who is going to win the division based on the quality of the names, right? This is what we're doing. Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm going to say right now that in my head, the leader in the clubhouse, is the Tigers.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they've got Spencer Torkelson right off the bat.
They do. They also Spencer Torkelson is like absolutely a name that I would have come up with. But
yes,
they have a catcher named Dylan Dingler.
They do. Tigers are a strong World Series contender in the name thing. But we're going to go division by division.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it away now. Well,
yes, we're going to go division by division.
I'll start. Maybe I'll open a pack of cards and
you open a card first. Yes.
Okay. So these I'm going to open some appropriately for this exercise. These are more of the Topps 2026 Series 1. So if you remember correctly, these are like the first cards that come out every year, and they're like the base set for, they're sort of like the equivalent, today's equivalent of the cards that we used to collect when we were kids.
That's right.
So they have this thing, which is they have a special pack in there of and by the way, this is the series that a legend has it. They put a redemption card in one of these boxes for a 1952 Mickey Mantle.
Yes.
The all-time, except for the Honus Wagner, probably the most famous baseball card that exists. And so we're looking for that. And they put these hobby box exclusive little mini packs of like 4 special cards inside.
Look at that. That's super fun.
So I'll open that first.
Okay, let's see what we got. By the way, before we get started, so over on JoeBlogs, joepoznansky.com, I am remembering this is the first magazine that I ever wrote for. This is my first job, was working for Beckett Baseball Card Monthly.
I didn't know you worked for them.
Well, I wrote for them. I didn't work for them, but I wrote essay, a couple of things for them. They paid me 3 cents a word is what they
Great.
paid me. And so like for this one, I wrote who in the National League is going to be in the Hall of Fame. It was like a prediction column.
What year is this now?
This is 1986. So this
Okay.
is actually, this George Brett one is actually the second one. The month before, Dwight Gooden is on the cover, and that was the very first one I did. But here's why I bring it up, because in this is a price guide from Beckett Monthly.
Yeah.
So the 1952 Mickey Mantle card in mint condition, because back then they didn't have,
Right.
PSA.
Great
It was
grading
mint.
systems that did it.
It
Yeah.
was mint, near mint, very good. That was it.
Right.
$2,700.
Mm.
That probably would have been a good purchase if you could have found one for $2,700.
Yeah, given that, a PSA 6 or something will sell for like 400,000 at this point.
that
or more.
probably would have been a good purchase.
All right. I have Brady House of the Nationals. There.
Oh, look
You
at that.
See these crazy mega box reflector or whatever.
Oh,
they're
look
called.
at that. Yeah, they've got those reflector things.
Jonah Tong of the Mets.
Yeah, good name.
The Greatest Living American, Mookie Betts.
Oh, okay. I am not wearing it, but which makes me mad because I meant to wear it. I've got a Mookie Betts necklace that I'm wearing everywhere I go now. The same necklace that the kid gave him before the 2018 season.
Yeah.
Mookie has started a company where he is selling. I don't know if he's selling them, but somebody's selling those necklaces. And I got one, and it's my favorite thing in the world.
It's got a little bat, a little Mookie Betts.
It's got a little bat and a little
autograph.
ball, but the bat is signed by Mookie Betts. It has
Yeah.
like a little Mookie Betts signature on it. It's so.
And
great.
here's Kutch.
Oh,
So since Mookie was in that pack, do you want to start with the prohibitive World Series favorite LA Dodgers to see how?
yeah. Let's start with we'll start with the National League West and see. I mean, everybody's like, oh, the Dodgers. I'm not sure by a name perspective that the Dodgers are going to do all that well.
No, their catcher's name is Will Smith. Like, it's about as boring as it gets.
That's going to really hurt them. All right, here's their lineup. And this is also good because we can discuss the lineups here. Here is the projected lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani leading off at designated hitter. Kyle Tucker in right field. Mookie Betts at short. Freddie Freeman at first. None of these are good names, by the way. Well, Shohei's a good name.
Shohei's a good name.
Okay. Why did this push me away from the Dodgers? That makes me mad. Okay. Will Smith, the catcher, terrible. Max Muncy, good name, but now that there are two Max Muncies, that doesn't.
I know, it really cheapens the Max Muncy name. Yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez,
fun
name. Andy Pages, meh. And Miguel Rojas. I'm telling you what, that might be a last place team.
That's a last place name.
That's a last place team. All right, let's go to the Diamondbacks. Geraldo Perdomo. Ketel Marte.
I kind of like the name Ketel Marte.
Yeah, Ketel Marte is a good name.
It's got a good rhythm to it.
You know what else I like? It's not great, but I like it a lot. Corbin Carroll. That kind of feels like a good movie name, right? Corbin Carroll.
Yeah, I think if you were writing a movie about like a cool athlete,
yeah,
you might name that character Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll, right? Yeah. Gabriel Moreno, meh. Nolan Arenado. First of all, we have to just make the point that Nolan Arenado is now playing for the Diamondbacks, which is
so
just weird. And not a great name. Nolan Arenado. I mean, it's okay. What do you think of like 5-syllable names like that?
Well, it's like there's a poetry to them. There's a rhythm to them. It's like iambic, right? Nolan Arenado. There's when it's like that, I think it's good. When it can
6-syllable. Yeah.
It kind of rolls off the tongue in a way that that iambic pentameter rolls off the tongue. So I
agree.
Yeah.
Solid name. Carlos Santana does nothing. Pavin Smith, bad.
Yeah.
Jordan Lawler, not bad, not terrible.
This is really, the NL West is disappointing right now.
And then Alec Thomas. I mean, that's doing nothing for me. All right.
Yeah.
Are the Diamondbacks? I mean, who's ahead between the Dodgers and Diamondbacks?
I mean, these are two non-playoff teams.
Now playoff
you
teams
know?
right there. All right.
It's like who's ahead, the Wizards or like the Nets, you know? The fun thing about the top Series 1 cards is like this is what you remember, right? What you remember is future stars.
Yes.
So here's your Marcelo Meyer future stars card.
Oh, I love it. I
with
love
the
it.
like the cheesy script graphic,
But
multicolored
do you
graphic
wish
at the
that
top.
they still put 3 players on the future stars cards?
Well, there are other cards in this series that have that like they still do the and again because this is sort of the throwback here. So here they do like National League RBI leaders, and they'll have
Okay.
their Soto
Okay.
and Alonso and Schwarber or whatever. So they still do that too, but I think they now have committed to like each individual card. So and there's also the Topps All-Star rookie. So there's Jacob Marcy there on the Marlins.
Okay.
And here's Jonah Tong. We got that other Jonah Tong card. If you're a Mets fan, you got a million Jonah Tong cards.
We got Tong galore.
Here's Jacob Wilson, which is the Sacramento A's or whatever they're calling themselves. I can't wait to get to them because they've got A, some good names, and B, they're kind of exciting.
They're kind of exciting. Yeah,
Here's
they
Roman.
really are. They really are.
Roman Anthony and Christian Campbell. If you're a Red Sox fan, you can get all these Red Sox future stars cards.
It's great.
All right, who's next in the NL West?
All right, we got the Giants with let's see, Luis Arias at which is okay.
Let's pause for 1 second. Luis Arias is having one of the weirdest careers.
It's bonkers. It's such a weird career.
I mean,
because he's such a weird player.
He's such a weird player.
Yeah. You would not expect a guy who never strikes out and wins batting titles to be a horrendous base runner and terrible second baseman.
And also and a mediocre first baseman.
And just can't play almost any position.
Can't play anywhere. Yeah. But also just is passed around like an plate of hors d'oeuvres to the league. And you get why. Like he hits like, whatever, 318 and strikes out 4 times a year.
It doesn't walk.
And doesn't walk. And you look at his WAR and he's like barely above replacement for the year. It's so strange.
But yet at the same time, like not last year, but in general, like he came to the Padres and kind of turned that team around a little bit, Yeah.
I mean, well, that Padres team had this sort of, they zagged where others zig. And they basically said, we are going to be aggressive. We're going to swing early in counts. We're going to hit the ball. We're going to put the ball in play. We're not going to like work the pitchers and get at bats. And he was the perfect guy to be at the top of that lineup. But it's just, I just can't, he has like 185 hits a year and nobody wants him.
Nobody wants him. It's such a weird thing. All right. Rafael Devers. Okay name. I think Willie Adames is a good name because
Willie Adames is pretty cool.
Yeah. Matt Chapman, nothing. Jung-Hoo Lee, not much.
No.
How about Helio Ramos?
I like Helio as a name.
Helio is
Heliot.
That's right.
Cool.
That's kind of cool. Harrison Bader? Nah, not much. Bryce Eldridge is not much. And then Patrick Bailey is just flat out not a good name.
No.
So I think they're in the lead in the West, but by default, they're that's not very good. But
we need to get to the Rockies because the Rockies have some good ones.
All right. Well, next is the Padres, and I think the Padres are going to be a contender, maybe.
Okay.
You start with Xander Bogaerts. That's just a good name.
Great name.
That's a great name. It's a great name. Jackson Merrill is not a great name, but it's fine.
It's cool. It's fine. By the way, I think I've said this on this podcast before, but now we've been doing it so long that who cares if we've said something?
Oh yeah, we say all the same stuff all the same time. Yeah.
When Xander Bogaerts was in the minors, I got this like a once in a lifetime idea, and was like, what do I do with this? Like this is a $1 billion idea.
Okay.
And the $1 billion idea was that he was a very highly touted prospect, obviously, in the minors. And my big idea was for Dunkin' Donuts specifically in the New England area to create a product called Xander Bogaerts Frozen Yogurts. And you would spell yogurt the same way he spells his last name, which is Bogaerts. So it would be Yogaerts. Xander Bogaerts Frozen Yogurts would have sold
billions,
millions and millions of dollars of sales for Dunkin' Donuts. And I kept kind of putting it out there, like in the universe for someone to hopefully come along, and no one ever picked. And now he's been in San Diego for 3 years. Like, what the hell are we supposed to do now? Doesn't
It's
I mean,
it's
you could still you can't. Maybe there's a frozen yogurt place out on the West Coast that'll do it, but
I
it's not
think
the
there
same
should
thing.
be. I mean, Xander's not as important as he used to be, right, as a player. So it's a little bit.
Right.
But Xander Bogaerts' frozen yogurts, best thing since Wetzel's pretzels, I think.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Also, Xander had a little bit of a resurgence
He
last year.
did.
Like,
He really did.
friend of the podcast, Justin Halpern, biggest Padres fan I know.
Yes.
Has like come around on him, like understands his limitations and stuff, but he is like a very good teammate. Like, and he says the right things.
Yeah.
When he's struggling, he talks about how he's struggling, and he seems to work hard, and he's pretty durable, and he's actually he hit a little better. He had a stretch last year of 6 or 8 weeks where he really hit the ball well, and it makes me happy because
I'd love to see him come all the way back and be the same player. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Manny Machado, fine.
Yeah, fine.
Fernando Tatis Jr.,
Fine.
fine. Ramon Laureano, though.
I like that name.
That's a good name.
That he sounds like a 18th century like Chilean poet or something, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Nick Castellanos, good name.
Weird dude. Good name.
Weird dude. But good name. Good name. Doubles machine for a very brief period of time, but it was very fun to watch him hit lots of doubles.
Yeah.
Jake Cronenworth.
Kind of like it.
Miguel Andujar.
Yeah.
And Freddie Fermin is not going to get it done.
All right,
so
they're in the lead in the NL
they're
West
in the
right
lead,
now.
and we're going to come down to the Rockies to see who wins.
Here's another of these
division.
Ken Griffey Jr. profiles, and this one is of his former teammate Randy Johnson.
Oh, look at that! I love when he does the scouting report. What is his scouting report on Big Unit?
Quote: "That glare, I've seen it up close many times. The Big Unit didn't pitch; he intimidated. And when he was locked in, you weren't just facing a pitcher; you were facing a force of nature."
Wow! Look at that! Look at Junior with the little poetry there.
Yeah, he didn't write that. Okay,
he did not write that.
Here's. I think we had this one before, but I love this Bobby Witt Jr.
It's such a good card.
Horizontal, like diving head first.
Can we talk about how fast Bobby Witt Jr. is? It's bananas.
Are we talking? Okay. After we get through these names, we'll maybe make some quick. We'll do our full baseball preview in like the day before opening day. But I want a couple quick like keep an eye on person X for MVP. Keep an eye on person X for Cy Young kind of analysis from you.
I like it. Perfect. All right. The Rockies, can they win it? Can they take it? They start off with Jake McCarthy, which is a bad start.
Correct.
However, Ezekiel Tovar, strong.
Right away, we're coming out of the gate. Coming out of the gate strong.
And I got to tell you, Mickey Moniak is a great
Mickey
name.
Moniak is excellent.
Excellent.
It's one of my secretly, he played for the Angels, and it was secretly one of my favorite names because it's, again, I love names that are one letter off from a well-known word. It's so funny. And to be one letter off from the word maniac is amazing.
It's so great. Plus you're like Mickey and you start with the M. It could be Mickey Mantle. It's not. It's
right.
Mickey Moniak.
I mean, also like if you were making a garbage pail kid of him, it would just be Mickey Maniac. And then it would be like the greatest. It's like the easiest writing assignment ever for the guy who makes garbage pail kid names.
Oh, I love it. Hunter Goodman.
Nothing.
Meh. Jordan Beck, less than meh.
Yep.
Willie Castro, not going to get it done.
No.
However, Brenton Doyle, because he's Brenton.
Brenton is anytime, again, another thing I love is anytime there is a name that it takes you a second to realize is not a real name. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because it's close to real names. Like it's
almost Brendan, but it's not Brendan.
It's not. It's Brent. It's almost Brent, but it's neither. It's Brenton.
That's right.
It's like it basically the version of this to me is from Parks and Rec when we named the reporter Purred Happily.
Oh,
like
so
there's
great.
It sounds when he just says Purred Happily, channel 57 or whatever. like it just flies by you because it has the rhythm of an actual name. And you're like, wait, his name is Perd, like Perd? Like
That's not a name.
it's sort of close to Brad
Or it could be it's not a name. It's
no,
not a
it's just
name.
not a name. It just has the rhythm of a name.
Do you think anybody based on that show has named their child Perd?
No.
I hope someone
I
has.
really hope the answer
I
is no.
hope someone has. I really do.
Maybe a pet.
Oh, a pet.
Maybe someone named a cat Perd or something.
That would be great,
Yeah.
especially if it was sort of an obliviously obvious cat. That would really be great. All right, here's a name that I'm going to just say because there's nothing special about the name Edward Julian, but because of the way it's spelled, Edouard.
Yeah,
That's
Edouard.
Edouard. That's a great name.
It's like it is very romantic. It's like
Edouard definitely could be like the main character in like an Italian like love movie. Like, Edouard,
an Italian romance from the 1950s.
yeah, I was gonna say, just from
Edouard, or it's really French, right? It's Edouard Julien.
I guess it is more French, but that's it could work either way. And then Tyler Freeman's not getting it done, but I got to tell you, the Rockies win that division.
Well, also not projected to be a starter, I guess, is Warming Bernabel, which is one of the best names in baseball.
Yes, Warming Bernabel is such a good name.
Yeah.
Plus, they've got like really good pitcher names, like Chase Dollander. That's a great
good
name.
one.
Yeah, that's a good name. I'm going to give it to the Rockies. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Rockies are your projected winner.
All right,
of the NL West.
Of the NL West, that seems fair. All right.
Are they ever going to get their act together as an organization?
No. Well, I mean, I'm very excited about their new manager because he went to the prom with a friend of mine. But other than that, no, I don't. Here's the thing. I mean, what would really be funny is just to give us the Rockies, give you and me the Rockies, and just say, listen, you can't make it worse than it is. Just do whatever you want to do.
It's like the thing where in that one game in the whatever it was in the 80s when Billy Martin was like took votes
names out of the hat.
Who was gonna be in the lineup and the team won. I think they won the game.
They did win that game. Yeah.
So yeah, give us operational control of the Rockies for a year and see what happens. It can't get worse.
It won't be worse.
I just found the silver parallel of Shohei. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
look at
it's
that
this
card.
little special insert they do in this series.
Look at that.
If you're not in the card market, in the hobby as it's now called, I can't explain to you what has happened to Shohei Ohtani merchandise and cards and everything else.
Bananas? It's just bananas.
I mean, I know a couple people who are like in the, ensconced in the deep into the like professional elements of this card collecting. And the universal consensus is there has never been anything like this. Like
wow.
Cards, like game worn jerseys of his, just get like a jersey of a random game that from the, 2022 season where he was 1 for 4 and hit a double, are selling for like $100,000.
Jeez, wow.
It's really like, and cards that, cards that were, $1,000, like a rookie card that has some element to it that makes it rare. I mean, it's like they're up 20,000%. It really is like, he is a phenomenon. And this is what the Dodgers, of course, understood when no one else did, in which the Yankees completely missed. And the Mets did too, I guess, and the Cubs did, and the Red Sox did. Everybody did, but or maybe he just wanted to stay on the West Coast. We'll never know.
Yeah.
But what people didn't understand is the degree to which he transcended the entire concept of not only baseball but sports in general. Like he is a singular human being and a singular talent, and the market just reflects the fervor with which people follow him and care about him and are invested in him. And it's really wild. Like he's in his prime and he's plays for the most important team in baseball, and it's only going up as long as he stays healthy.
When was the last time that a baseball player was the biggest thing in American sports?
I've been thinking about this a lot. I mean, you could argue that it's like Maguire Sosa, right? That would be one option.
Yeah, but that was almost like a tandem, and it was almost like a moment. right? Because I mean, it wasn't like the next year McGwire was the biggest thing
No,
in
but they were
sports.
like in advertisements for McDonald's, and
Yeah,
they were,
yeah,
you know,
no, I think as a moment, it definitely was there. I'm just saying, Shohei is he's just the biggest star. He's just
yeah,
the biggest star, and I don't think in '98 that McGwire or Sosa. I mean, they took a lot from each other and added a lot to each other. I don't know that they were bigger than like, I mean, who in '98? Troy Aikman.
I
I mean,
think they
Jordan
were.
was still playing, wasn't he? I mean, like there was like,
No, Jordan, well, the titles were 96, 97, 98, right? Isn't that it?
yeah,
So
yeah,
so he was at the end of his run.
at the end of his run, but he was obviously the biggest star there
Yeah, but
was.
his run, they won the title in June of 98, and
That's
then the
right.
entire summer was ceded to McGwire and Sosa.
Yeah, that's probably right. That's probably right.
So I think I don't think it's debatable that Mark McGwire was the most famous athlete in America in in the late summer of
In the
1998.
late, I agree with that, but I
Yeah.
just don't think it was like I think it was a moment more than anything else. Plus, '98 was Tiger. Tiger was just gigantic.
Yeah, it obviously didn't last.
Right.
But
Well,
and
so I guess
Shohei now seems like it's gonna last a
well, that's
while.
what I'm saying. As a sustained, lasting thing, I think you almost have to go back to like, I don't know, Pete Rose. I mean, Johnny Bench, like
Yeah.
this Reggie, like in the '70s, and because I don't even know if in the '80s, I mean, Gooden for a time, but I don't think so. It feels like it's been a long, long time, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We are in the National League Central,
Okay.
and we'll start with the Brewers. And I got to tell you, I think the Brewers, much like they do on the field, are going to be tough to beat.
Kind of
They're just
sneaky good
sneaky
team.
good, right? Because right away you start off with Jackson Churio, which is a great name,
Good name.
right?
Yeah.
Bryce Terang, is that a good name?
I kind of like the name Bryce Terang. I think it's almost onomatopoetic, where terang is the sound that like the ball makes when it like hits the foul pole or something.
Terang. William Contreras, no.
Evan.
Christian Yelich.
There's something about it's something pleasing about it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah.
Andrew Vaughn, nothing.
Nothing.
Sal Frelick is not bad.
Sal Frelick is a sneaky good name.
That's a
Yeah.
sneaky good name.
Yeah.
Luis Rengifo.
Rengifo. Yeah.
Rengifo,
He was another former Anaheim Angel. It's okay. It's
it's
kind of
not.
what I like about Luis Rengifo is that it's a cute name, and he's
Yeah.
a cute player. Like he's like 5'5", and he
So the
kind of
name
he kind
matches
of like
him perfect.
yeah, like he kind of scampers around the infield, and he's just kind of cute.
And you're like, hey, there's a little Luis Rengifo out there. And then Garrett Mitchell and Joey Ortiz are not going to get it done.
No.
But that's a strong lineup.
Not bad. Not
That's a
bad.
strong lineup.
You're right.
Cardinals-
It does match the team's on-field exploits, in that like you're like the Brewers, who cares? And you hear the names, you're like, oh, I don't know, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are going to be they're coming right out of the gate with Lars Nootbaar, so that's going to
mean,
make them tough to beat.
If they could stop right there, if the prosecution could rest after that one bit of evidence, I think they'd win.
They'd win. But you know what? Look, I think Mason Wynn, spelled the way it's spelled, it's a very Star Wars name, right? It's a very,
Or
Mason Wynn.
it's the titular character of a legal drama about like a charismatic lawyer.
Alec Burleson is nothing. Ivan Herrera, nope. Nolan Gorman.
Nolan Gorman is a very funny name, because it's very like, if you had like a character in a show that was a sort of like pudgy next door neighbor who is always sticking his nose in everybody's business, you would name him Nolan Gorman. Just it has a kind of he's just like a kind of pudgy guy with a mustache who's always going, "Hey neighbor," like.
Hey, it's Nolan Gorman again. Jordan Walker, it's fine. It's and the fact they call him Skywalker is fine.
Yeah.
He's got to be a better player. He's got to, like, we need
The
him to come
promise of
around.
his skill set is still out there to be capitalized upon.
Here's a player which I think a great name and potentially a great player. JJ Weatherholt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JJ Weatherholt is a good one because it has a real superhero or like a kind of like he's an ace reporter for the
Yeah,
Daily
that's what I was
Bugle
thinking. I
kind
was
of thing.
thinking,
Yeah.
or the editor. He's the editor.
Yeah.
JJ Weatherholt says.
Get me JJ Weatherholt.
Pedro Pajes is fine. Victor Scott is fine. Yeah, they're top heavy, but they're a contender.
Look, if you've got Lars Nootbaar, you're
You're
in
a
the
contender
mix.
every year. You're going to be a contender.
It's like the Daryl Morey thing where it's like you should always go all in if you think you have a 5% chance to win a title.
Yeah.
The Cardinals start having Lars Nootbaar means they have a 5% chance to win the name title, and they should go for it.
All right, I'm just giving you a glance, and I'll just go through the names, but I think, boy, the Cubs might be last place. They might be a last place team. All right, let's listen. Michael Busch, nothing. Alex Bregman,
nothing.
Ian Happ, not bad, not terrible, but not a lot.
Nah.
Seiya Suzuki.
I kind of like Seiya.
Seiya's a good name.
Seiya's fun.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
I think that's a good name.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you like hyphens.
Well, also, I love hyphens, first of all, because it gives you an extra name. But second of all, I think of crow hopping as like a baseball skill.
Okay.
And there's something that's kind of like that. It's like I like that there's a term associated with his position in his name.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I see that. Yeah, that's fine.
I wish Armstrong were stronger.
That's what I mean. It's like if it was Pete Crow.
If it were Pete Crow Funderburk or something.
Oh my God, it would be all time.
If he were Lawrence Funderburk's cousin.
Actually, I'm looking. It's not bad. Nico Horner is not a bad name at all.
Nico Horner's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nico Horner. What position is Nico Horner listed at?
Second base. They've got.
Okay. See, I've been hoping my whole life that he could be a third baseman, and it could be Nico Horner hot corner.
Nico Horner on the hot corner. I love this. Yeah. We got to make that happen. There's that great line in Hudsucker Proxy where the elevator operator is like going through all of the names, and he's like, I can't remember the exact guy's name, but it was something like Tommy Dorr, 34, and he was like 33. He's like, walk up, so Nico Horner should absolutely be on third base. Moises Ballesteros, it's fine.
It's a lot of syllables without much payoff.
Not a lot. Dansby Swanson's not bad because of Dansby, but it's not great.
No, but Dansby being a name that no other human on earth has is good.
And then Carson Kelly's not good. So I don't think they're contenders. I don't.
No.
All right.
Look at Alejandro Kirk, by the way. One of my favorite shapes of any baseball player.
100%. I mean, it's like, what is that shape?
It is like a sort of, it looks like he was a normal height man who accidentally stepped into one of those giant metal compactors that compacts old cars. And they started to compact him, and then someone went, whoa. And he came out, and he had just gone from 6'2" to 5'4". But like, look at in this picture, in this card, like look at his like left thigh. Now, granted, his baseball pant is rolled up to the top of his knee.
Yes.
So it sort of foreshortens it, but it is hilarious how compact this gentleman is.
It's, you know what though? Heck of a player.
Great player.
Of a player.
I mean, again, like starting catcher on a World Series team, right?
Absolutely. And a huge contributor.
Yeah.
Pirates, we go through it quickly. O'Neal Cruz, meh.
I like it. I like last names as first names.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Spencer Horwitz.
Former, sounds like he was once in the Beastie Boys.
Brian Reynolds is nothing. Marcell Ozuna, not a lot.
No.
Ryan O'Hearn, Brandon Lowe, Joey Bart. That's not terrible. Joey
Not
Bart.
terrible.
Jared Triofo, and Nick Gonzalez. Yeah, Pirates not going to contend as although they do have a pitcher named Braxton Ashcraft, which is delightful. And then the Reds, TJ Friedl.
Friedl is good because it has a D and an L next to each other at the end, which is kind of amazing.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah, that's a anytime there's two consonants adjoining that don't belong together. It's a good name.
And Friedel is just a good, and it's TJ Friedel. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Noel V. Marte is excellent.
Noel V. Marte is good. Again, two vowels next to each other that have no business being next to each other.
No business being there. Ellie De La Cruz is excellent. You know what? The Reds are going to be a
Reds
contender.
are pretty strong so far.
Eugenio Suarez is strong.
Very strong.
Spencer Steer is strong.
Spencer Steer's a good name.
So now that we go to Sal Stewart, which is not good, but you do have the double S's, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Tyler Stevenson is meh. Matt McClain is meh. Cabrian Hayes is
Cabrian Hayes is good.
Is excellent. So I'm going to say right now the
Pretty
winner.
Good.
Yeah, I think the Reds win the division. That's what I think.
Cabrian Hayes is in the DeBrickashaw Ferguson zone of names where there's like a hyphenated or like capital lowercase capital situation at the beginning of a name that just adds like extra zest and verve into the name, you know? Cabrian, like Brian Hayes, who cares?
Right.
Cabrian Hayes, now we're talking.
And also having the little hyphen after Cabrian, the little, no, it's strong.
Speaking of the Reds, here's a gold Brady Singer.
Oh, look at that.
These are the gold ones are out of 50. So this is number 42 out of 50.
Brady Singer's not bad.
He was on the Royals,
He was
right?
on the Royals and was very good. And then they traded him for Jonathan India, one of your favorite names.
Right.
And he pitched okay. I mean, the Reds, I've talked to some Reds fans. They're kind of excited about this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they snuck into the playoffs last year. And I mean, you got Ellie, and you've got,
as a friend of ours once said about Ellie De La Cruz, if that guy ever learns how to play baseball, he's going to be incredible.
Incredible. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
When does Terry Francona become a Hall of Famer?
Oh, he's there now. What do you mean? You mean
no? But do you have to retire as a manager to be in the Hall of Fame?
You do have to retire, but I don't think you have to wait 5 years.
Right.
I think next time that he would be eligible on the veterans ballot, he would just be eligible. I think that's right. I'm not 100% sure.
Because he's responsible for, again, the greatest years of my life.
Yes. And he's just fantastic.
And he's great. But also, like, that team wasn't any good last year, and he got them into the playoffs, and it's kind of amazing.
Exactly right. Took Cleveland to that 2016 World Series. I mean, All right. National League East, Xavier Edwards. This is the Marlins. Xavier Edwards is nothing. Jacob Marcy, Marcsee.
SEE, yeah.
Not bad. Augustin Ramirez, meh. Kyle Stowers, meh. Christopher Morel, it kind of feels like a science fiction character, maybe like an evil scientist. No. Otto Lopez, Griffin Conine. Here's a good one for you. Connor Norby.
Connor Norby's great. Former Oriole Connor Norby.
Connor Norby.
Right. Connor Norby's a good name, yeah.
And then Owen Casey.
Owen, yeah.
Not happening. Not happening for them.
No.
Nope.
I had high hopes. I was a team that has who are their pitchers? Go run through their pitchers.
They've got a couple of decent pitcher names. They've got Chris Paddock, for instance.
Sure.
Yuri Perez. Well, Sandy Alcantara is a great
Sandy
name.
Alcantara's good, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Mets, Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto. Bo Bichette is a good name.
Great name.
No doubt. Jorge Polanco, Luis Robert Jr. I did not realize that they picked up Luis Robert Jr.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing? Is that going to work out for them?
I mean, who had more of a 5-tool skill set than that guy when he was humming?
That guy was like, I mean,
I guess there's is it a Cody Bellinger situation where he can kind of recapture some of his?
I mean, it seems like
glory?
Physically he should be able to, maybe. But who knows?
Great, fast, strong, power, contact, great arm, great outfielder.
Did everything. Brett Beatty, meh. Marcus Semien,
meh.
Francisco Alvarez and Tyrone Taylor. Yeah, the Mets are not contenders.
No, that's a bummer. After all that money that Steve Cohen spent, and you
I
can't get
know.
a single good name on that team.
I mean, not even one. All right, but the Nationals come back with C.J. Abrams, short, Dylan Cruz, who you and I are very high on, but not his name.
Good name for like an action hero.
Dylan Cruz, yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. James Wood is not.
Nothing.
Dalen Lyle.
How do you spell Dalen?
Daylen, Lyle.
All right.
That's not bad.
Something.
Luis Garcia Jr., no. Keibert Ruiz.
Right.
Not bad. Brady House, no. Nasim Nunez, no. And Jacob Young, that's not.
Are we in like a lull here? A name?
Yeah,
lull?
we're in a lull. The National League East is definitely, they are not as strong as some of the other divisions.
Here's an Acuna. The sort of throwback Acuna, which is
I like it.
It's cool. Yeah.
You know what? One of my favorite baseball card things. Hold that up again. By the way, you can watch this on YouTube if you want to actually see this. I like it when the bat comes out of the picture.
Yeah, I do too.
That's one of my favorite things.
But here's another thing I like. Here's Jack Caglianone, which is how I prefer to pronounce his name.
Yes.
This has the one where the bat is breaking the colored frame of the card, but is still within the borders of the card. So it's like,
so you get the whole bat.
It's coming out of the picture portion of the card and into the white border, which I actually think is really cool.
Well, that's what the other one is too. But the other one,
but the bat just disappears.
The bat disappears.
You always see his handle, and here you see full bat.
I love that.
By the way, I'm excited to get to the AL Central because Jack Caglianone, which is again how I prefer to pronounce his name, even though I know it's not how you actually pronounce it.
Yeah.
Great name. Here's another. Name. I got a couple of his cards here in this pack. Here's another.
And by the way, he's hitting bombs in spring.
Who's the comp? Is it like Adam Dunn or something in terms of his power, or is it like
their hope is definitely more contact than Adam Dunn, but that's like the light tower power of this guy, right?
Yeah.
Like his Adam Dunn level. I mean, they're hoping for Tommy. That's what they're hoping for. But that's asking a lot.
You got to walk 120 times a year.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not going to be Tommy, but you know. All right, here is your Phillies. I don't even know who wins this division. And the Phillies, I don't think are going to be contenders. Trey Turner is not bad, especially the way Trey is spelled.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper, meh.
No.
Kyle Schwarber is good because of Schwarber, but that's about it.
Kyle Schwarber is good because if you said to a person who didn't know anything about baseball, there is a guy on this baseball, you explain the rules of baseball.
Yeah.
And you said there's a guy on this team named Kyle Schwarber. What does he look like and what is his number one skill? They would like, as if they were describing it to a police sketch artist, they would describe Kyle Schwarber perfectly. And you would say, what is he good at? You would say he hits home runs.
He must hit home runs. What do you call it when someone hits balls very far? What do you call that?
That's what this guy does.
Alec Baum has always been kind of an interesting name, I think, to me.
Is it Baum or Bohm?
Well, I think it's Bohm, but it's an H. It should be Baum. And I want Alec Baum to hit bombs. I want that. But, you know. Brandon Marsh, no. They've got Adolis Garcia. Speaking of guys that we thought were going to be great.
Yeah.
Now they have him. I think Bryson Stott is not a bad name.
It's okay.
JT Real Muto.
I like that guy. Oh, Real Muto is a good name.
That's a good name, right?
Phillies are doing pretty good here.
And then Justin Crawford is to wrap it up. So I think Phillies win the division, yeah.
So far, yeah.
No, that's it.
Here's I got a Mickey Moniak for you, which Mickey Moniak in action.
Oh, and by the way, very much in action. Look at that catch.
Yeah, reaching.
All right, the only team that can knock him out are the Braves. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. That's a good name, but it
would be better, again, hate to say it, if you said Ronald Acuna Jr.
Jr. That's right, Acuna Jr. Drake Baldwin. Matt Olson's nothing. Oh, this is why the Braves are smart. This is what the Braves went out there and they're like, you know what? I mean, we're kind of lacking in the name. And somebody's like, get me Jurickson Profar. I want Jurickson Profar on this team.
There is a market inefficiency for weird names, and Jurickson Profar is just sitting out there. 1 year, $8 million, lock him up.
and might wrap up the division for them.
Yeah.
Austin Riley, not doing much. Ozzy Albies is not a bad name.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's a cute name for a cute player.
Yeah. Michael Harris the second, no. Eli White, definitely not.
Nah.
But Mauricio Dubon,
Mauricio Dubon is good.
very good.
Again, a swashbuckling, like Spanish pirate from the 19th century.
So I'm gonna give it to
Mauricio Dubon is the guy who was plotting to kill the Three Musketeers, right?
it was
Like they've got the guy that the Three Musketeers had to vanquish in order to.
they're like, we have to get Mauricio Dubon or else. No, I think it's more that somebody was trying to kill the king, and they were like, only one man is capable of doing this. That is Mauricio.
Get me
Dubon.
Mauricio Dubon. Also, Jurickson Profar sounds like the name of a that's like it falls into the category of like names of Star Trek characters or
Yes.
or even Star Wars characters.
You could be a Star Wars
Yeah.
character with Jurickson Profar.
Yeah.
I think the Braves win it just based on getting Jurickson Profar and Mauricio Dubon.
It's close. I would say the Braves and the
Phillies
are
yeah.
tight.
Very
there.
tight. Very
Here's
tight.
the Tops did this 2025 all Tops team.
Oh, I love
special
that.
sort of black framed cards. Here's the big dumper.
Oh, Cal Raleigh. Dude, I mean, how good? How good is Cal Raleigh?
Also, here's Nick Kurtz. We haven't gotten
All
to
right.
the AL West yet, but
I want to ask you, how many home runs is Cal Raleigh going to hit this year?
Well, I've been burned by this before because after Judge hit whatever it was, 61, did he get to what did he hit?
He hit 62 because
62. After Judge got 62, I was like, he's not going to hit 62 again next year. And he might not even hit 50. And then he hit like whatever 55, right?
Well,
you know,
50,
like
58 or whatever.
Yeah, so like I think that this is like the difference here is that he is a catcher and catchers get hurt and he only plays at 130
and they wear
games.
out. They wear out.
They wear down and it gets hot. But nobody thought he was going to get to 60 last year. So I mean, the smart money is like what, north of 50, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you put the over under at 45 and bet one way or another, probably, I guess. Yeah. I mean, listen, nobody knows more about gambling and setting lines than I do. So, right. I mean, that's,
you are the world's foremost expert. I would say that it's pretty wild. And I'm not arguing against it. It's just pretty wild that a switch hitting catcher hit 60 homers and didn't win the MVP.
It's crazy.
And his team made the playoffs and everything else. I mean, again, like Judge is just the best hitter every year. So it's not like he doesn't deserve it, but
no, he deserved it. But yeah, no, you couldn't imagine it before.
I guess it's roughly the same as Sosa hit 63 3 different years and never won the MVP.
But he wasn't a catcher. I think having a catcher hit 60 home runs, I think you would ask anybody, like, nobody could possibly be MVP over that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the American League East, and we'll start off with the Blue Jays. We got George Springer, Addison Barger.
I like that name.
That's a good name.
That's a good name.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is just, classic.
Yep.
Alejandro Kirk. So not bad as a name. Not bad.
Yeah.
But here's the problem with Alejandro Kirk. If we're using draw me a sketch of this person, you would not draw a stretch of what Alejandro Kirk looks like based on his name.
Well, no, probably not. Alejandro is sort of mellifluous that you wouldn't picture a stout, pudgy little dude. Yeah.
Dalton Varsho's not a bad name.
I like that name. That's a good name.
Dalton Varsho.
Yeah.
Nathan Lukes.
Nah.
Kazuma Akamoto.
Sure. All Japanese names have a leg up on all non-Japanese names.
That's
generally.
Right.
Yeah.
Ernie Clement, no. Andres Jimenez, not bad. Not bad. I don't think the Blue Jays are going to be contenders when it comes down to it.
We also, I think, maybe doing a disservice to these teams because we're not going through pitching staffs really.
No,
here's Bubba Chandler of the Pirates. That's Bubba Chandler's a pretty good name.
All Bubbas are great names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just on it.
I also just got this jersey card of a Christian Moore.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that relic card.
Is that a game worn jersey?
I believe they say they're let me see. Player worn or game worn? I can't tell.
Okay.
But yeah, I think for these top series one, I think they do at least player worn, if not game worn.
If not game worn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Listen, here we've been talking about the Orioles nonstop for the last 5 years. Let's see what kind of names they're bringing at the
They have
deadline.
had plenty of time,
Plenty of time.
frankly,
Listen,
to get their act together
they
and
have
put together a team worthy of all of these prospects.
and I think that they're going to make an argument. I think. First of all, Gunnar Henderson is a good name.
Very good name.
Very good name. Taylor Ward is not, but also, wait, they have Taylor Ward now? Like, when did that happen? Like, that's a weird one. Adley Rushman is a good name.
Good name.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as RUSC TSCH. TSCH in a row is pretty great.
TSCHM, having 5 like
Yeah.
together like that. Pete Alonso,
No,
it's
nothing.
okay. Tyler O'Neill is not much. Samuel Basallo, though,
I like that.
not bad.
Yeah.
And then I got to give you I think these last 3 make them a real contender. Blaze Alexander,
Great.
great. Colton Cowser,
Great.
Kobe Mayo.
That's okay.
Oh, you're down on Kobe Mayo. I thought you'd be a
It's
little
fine.
higher on that.
I if it were if it were Colby Mayonnaise, I would love it. But I do think there's some good names on that team.
Yeah, that team is pretty decent. That team is pretty decent. All right, here are the Rays. Chandler Simpson, who, by the way, is super duper fast, right? Chandler Simpson.
Is he the fastest guy in the league?
Well, what was so interesting is, according to Sprint Speed, I just looked this up. You know who the fastest player in baseball was in 2025?
Who's that?
Trey Turner.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
How is that guy still?
Old
What
man
an athlete.
Trey Turner. Yeah.
What an athlete that guy is.
I wonder. We've talked about him multiple times, but I wonder what it would be like to be that athletic.
Oh,
I
mean, all I would do is slide every day.
I would just run around. I would be like a golden retriever at a dog park. I would just never stop running. I think about that sometimes when I see Anthony Edwards too, where you're like,
same thing.
He's never the tallest guy on the court. He's never he doesn't seem to be the fastest guy on the court. The best comp for him is Russell Westbrook in his prime,
right?
Where if you didn't know anything about the sport and the 10 guys walked out to take the opening tip, your eye would never go to Russell Westbrook.
No.
And within 4 seconds of the game starting, you're like, that's the best guy. Like that. And that's what it is with Edwards all the time. You just every game you watch, you can understand it. How is he the best guy on the court? He's 6'5" or whatever he is.
But he does stuff, and I mean, we've talked about like a few of these guys who do stuff. These are all the very, very best basketball players in the world. And how can there be one guy who can do something that nobody else can do?
That's the ultimate definition of like whatever you want to call it, an alpha or an all-star, an all-pro, like all NBA, whatever. It's just you're playing in a league where the difference between the like number 1 best guy and the number 200 best guy is measured in like fractions of a second.
Absolutely.
And yet there are guys who are just like, yeah, that's the best guy.
That guy's actually better
than everybody else.
That guy's better. All right. Yandy Diaz is a fine name.
Sure.
Jonathan Aranda. Junior Caminero is a good name.
Junior Caminero is good.
Cedric Mullins, who they have now. No. Oh, Gavin Lux. Gavin Lux is a good name.
Gavin Lux is a good. I've said this before. Gavin Lux, former Dodger second base prospect, number 1 prospect in baseball for a while, or at least their number 1 prospect.
Right up the top, at the very top. Yeah.
Riddled by injuries, had 1 year where he finally was putting it all together and had like an 800 OPS and was like mashing the ball, and then got hurt again, and now has been dumped to the Reds last year, right?
Yeah,
was he in the Reds? I always really liked him. I was kind of rooting for him because I just root for guys who are big prospects and get riddled with injuries. But the thing I always thought about him was, if you were writing a screenplay and you were like, okay, there's a character in this who's like a very, very handsome star athlete who's like the number 1 prospect for the team in Los Angeles, and you named him Gavin Lux, the studio would be like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like that, give him like a norm. Don't give him the name Gavin Lux. Like that's absurd. Like it's a little bit of it is a phenomenon sometimes when the name of a guy who is playing a certain role just seems like a writer wrote it instead of it being his real name, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean,
It's just too on the nose.
too on
Gavin
the
Lux
nose.
is
Like
too on the
Gavin
nose.
Lux for
Yeah.
like a very handsome star athlete is like, come on. Who are you kidding? That's not his real name.
Jake Fraley, Hunter Fiducia, though, for the Rays. That's not bad. Hunter Fiducia, Feduccia. That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
And Taylor Walls, not going to get it done. All right, here you go. Your squad. Roman Anthony is obviously a great name.
Roman Anthony is a great name. It really is. If you had made your handsome stud baseball player named Gavin Lux, and then the studio had said, like, give him a different name that still connotes greatness, and still like gets the idea across of what kind of guy this is supposed to be, and you came up with Roman Anthony, you'd be psyched.
You'd be psyched. Roman Anthony is great. You know what? Trevor Story is a good name too.
It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good name.
It's in the like, middle part of the bell curve of goodness.
Yeah, it's not a great name, but it's
no.
a pretty good name. Look, Story is a good last name.
Yeah.
Jaron Duran.
Meh.
Meh. Wilson Contreras.
Meh.
Meh. Wilyer Abreu. Wilyer is a pretty
Wilyer is
name.
fun. Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
I wish the name would have played off of Wilyer.
Yeah.
Will your choice be or something?
Will your be there?
Caleb Durbin is just, But Marcelo Mayer is an excellent name.
Marcelo Mayer is a cool name.
Yeah. And Cedon Rafaela is
is awesome.
That's top of baseball good. Like that's good enough to be an all-star, I think.
CEDDANNE.
That's a good, and Rafaela plays well off of Cedon.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Pretty strong. That's a pretty strong
and Carlos
team.
Narvaez is not bringing a lot to the table, but that is right now they're in the lead.
They had no longer do because they traded him Justinction Garcia, which is like a all-timer.
All-time name.
Just Nixon. Just
All right, here's your favorite team in baseball, the New York Yankees. Trent Grisham is just not much. Are we going to give Aaron Judge a decent?
Yeah, we got to give it up. It's a good name. I'm sorry. I wish I could hate on it, but Aaron Judge is a badass name for a power hitter.
It really is. Cody Bellinger, meh. Ben Rice, meh. Giancarlo Stanton, however.
Giancarlo Stanton, he made a very good decision to lose Michael and go back to Giancarlo. Michael Stanton is nothing. Giancarlo is great.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. is a great name.
You got to give it up. Oh, no, they're going to win the division. They came out of nowhere again.
Ryan McMahon is not going to get it done.
No.
But Jose Caballero.
Jose Caballero is pretty good. Yeah.
And then Austin Wells is, So, man, that is good. The Yankees and Red Sox are really going to be fighting at this point.
The Yankees win it by one game like they always do.
Well, here's the problem. The problem is that the tiebreaker is going to be your pitchers.
Okay, let's go through that. Let's call it a tie and go through the pitchers.
Yeah, your Red Sox pitchers are Garrett. Well, so I'll give you, we'll do matchups.
Okay.
Garrett Crochet versus Max Fried. Who wins that?
Crochet wins that. It's not like a great name, but it's better than Max Fried.
I agree. Ranger Suarez versus Cam Schlittler.
That's going to extra innings.
That is a really, one is named Ranger, but one is named Schlittler. Come on. All right, I'm going to say that's all right, you know what? I'm going to give it to the Yankees. I think you just got to give it Cam Schlittler. Right. Sonny Gray versus Will Warren. That's a win. That's a flat out Red Sox win.
Yeah.
Sonny Gray is not a great name, but Will Warren.
Is extra boring for sure.
Extra boring. All right. Oh, Brian Bello versus Ryan Weathers. Oh, that's Bello.
Bello wins that. Yeah.
Bello wins that easily. And then Johan Oviedo versus Luis Gil.
Luis Heel.
Heel, yes.
Pronounced heel. That's a wash to me.
I think the Red Sox win 3-2.
I think we might win 3-2 in that.
Yeah. All right. Red Sox are now your official. They're going to win the division. There you go.
All right.
What do you got for us? You have something open here?
Well, I want to go through. I've opened a bunch of cards here, and because we haven't really gone through pitchers, I just want to get through some of the pitchers that I found that would push the teams into a higher echelon of names.
Let's do it.
So you've got, Tomoyuki Sugano for the Orioles there.
Great.
Again, all Japanese names have an advantage over all non-Japanese names.
Total advantage.
Chris Bubich.
Good name.
Good name.
Good name. Good pitcher,
Also,
too.
some of these guys aren't pitchers, but rather non-starters. So Luis Angel Acuna is a great name.
That is a great name.
Because
Luis Angel is one word. It's amazing.
We talked about him last time, but Sawyer Gibson Long is a great. I'll let you know I love a hyphen.
You love a hyphen.
Joey Loperfido as the backup catcher for the
very
Blue
strong.
Jays. Very strong. I think Quinn Priester is secretly a good name.
Oh, interesting.
Pitcher for the Brewers.
Quinn Priester sounds definitely like a detective on a TV show.
Of course, World Series hero Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That's a great name.
Great name. Just a great name.
Maximo Acosta, the backup shortstop for the Marlins.
Great name.
Here's Joe Stingson Garcia, whose nickname, of course, is the Password. His first name
which is so great.
Kyle Backus for the Diamondbacks. It's only a good name because it's Backhus, which is almost the architectural term Bauhaus. or Bauhaus. It's like a combination of it's a Bauhaus backhouse. Spencer Strider's a sneaky good name for.
I agree. Well, we did talk. Yeah, Spencer Strider's because S names can be really good,
and because you literally striding is part of the process. He's a strider. Of
Yep.
Shea Langoliers is a wonderful name.
A legendary name at this point.
A Langolier sounds like a profession someone has in a Charles Dickens novel, right? Like one of the orphan boys gets a job as an apprentice Langolier.
Apprentice Langolier. I like that.
Jacob Mizorowski is a good name. I
think it's a good name. I think it's
a good name because misery being part of it. It's like he is imposing misery upon the people he's pitching to.
I like that. Yeah.
Yu Darvish, sneaky good name for a pitcher.
Yeah, well, Japanese names, sir.
Again, Japanese names. Speaking of which, Masataka Yoshida, backup, fourth outfielder for the Red Sox. Pretty good.
Good name.
Didier Fuentes.
Didier is a great name.
Is a wonderful name.
Wonderful name.
This is a rookie for the Padres whose name is Bradley. Bradley Rodriguez.
Bradley.
Yeah. So Bradgley. So first of all, you get DGL in a row,
which is awesome.
It's a combination of Bradley and like Badgley. Bradgley. It looks like a name, one of the names from that thing that people always put on the internet of the names of the Nintendo, the old Nintendo game.
It looks like the Nintendo name. Yeah, Bradgley. Yeah, I like
Bobson Dognut. Here we go. I think Landon Roop is a good name for a pitcher.
That's a good name. That's solid.
I think Spencer Schwellenbach is a good name for the Braves.
Schwellenbach is just a good name.
Yeah. If you have, I used to think about this about Jared Saltalamacchia. If your name is long enough so that the letters on the back of your away jersey have to turn at your shoulders, and Yusei Kikuchi, again, Japanese names.
Great name.
So these are all things that, in a tiebreaker situation, you might have to think
the
about Nationals a little extra juice because they have Shinosuke Ogasawara on their team.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Very strong. All right, we're going to the American League Central. And everybody thinks going in the Tigers are your, but don't sleep on Cleveland. Here we go. Stephen Kwan, not a lot, but fine. George Valera, fine.
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez, okay. But now, Kyle Manzardo.
Kyle Manzardo is a good name.
Is a very good name. And then, Okay, so you might remember last year, uh, apparently Rhys Hoskins did not play for the Phillies. Um, I don't remember exactly what team he played for, but every time I would see him, I would say, "Wait, how can Rhys Hoskins? He's on the Phillies. That guy never is leaving the Phillies." Um, Rhys Hoskins is on Cleveland now. I have no idea how that happened, but
I thought
that's a
he was
good
on the
name.
Brewers for some
He
reason.
was on the I think he was on the Brewers for a while. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But
But
you,
he's
in
now
your
in
you,
Cleveland.
you're saying in your heart he's on the Phillies.
It's just one of those he was one of those players no matter how many times I realized he was no longer on the Phillies, whenever I would see him in a game, I'd be like, "Why is that guy not in the Phillies? I
That
thought
guy
that guy was."
accidentally put on the wrong uniform. He should
Right,
be in a
every
right.
time.
Yeah.
And Rhys Hoskins is a great name.
Yeah.
Rhys as RHYS is a great
Yeah,
name.
the sort of the Welsh spelling or whatever.
Yes. Chase DeLauter is a good
Yeah. Chase
name.
DeLauter's good name.
Bo Naylor is a kind of a sneaky good name.
Yeah.
Gabriel Arias is not, but Brian Rocchio is kind of a good name.
Rocchio's fun. It sounds like a vegetable. It sounds like a root. Like if you went to a fancy restaurant and they were like, "This is an endive salad. It has a little cherry
little
tomato
Rocchio.
and some Rocchio on the side."
So not bad for them. All right, let's go to Kansas City. I don't know why. You know what? These are projected opening day starters. Um, Literally projected opening day starters. So the
Okay.
Royals are starting against Chris Sale on opening day. So they do not have Jack Castiglione in the lineup, but we are putting him in the lineup. He is in the lineup.
He's in the lineup. Yeah.
All right. Number one, Makel Garcia. Makel is a great name.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt Jr. Nah.
Nah.
Vinny Pasquantino.
Vinny Pasquantino, fantastic name.
All-star name.
Obviously,
All-star
like everything, you put him in a Scorsese movie about the Reno mob in the 90s. Put him in The Sopranos. Put him in like he also just like the wiseacre in a John Hughes like teen comedy that takes place in Chicago in the late 80s.
Do you
Lots of options for
remember?
Vinny Pasquantino.
Do you remember the piece you did way back when in the old Fire Joe Morgan days, where somebody from MLB.com had done a story on what Yankees fans were going to think about? It was the Dodgers versus somebody.
Oh,
And
it was the best. It was the best. I loved it so much.
it might have been my favorite one that you've ever done.
Yeah, it was because the question was, will you support?
The Dodgers or Cubs? It was the Dodgers versus the Cubs.
And it was because what was the no?
Well, there was some people that were like, I got to go with the Dodgers because of Joe Torre. And you were like,
right.
Oh, well, tell me some other unbelievably boring thing, reason. And
It was because each of the teams that was in the series, the Yankees have been eliminated, and it was each of the teams had a former Yankee who was involved with the organization or something. It was like, was it I thought it was like Lou Piniella was one of the
I thought it was Lou Piniella. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it might have been a little earlier. So, but it was what I loved everything about that. But one of my favorite things was that they came up like the names of the people that the guy found. One of them was like literally like Carmen Spaghetti or something. It was something so clear. You were like, there is no possibility that somebody has named that name.
I'm gonna try to find this while you
See
keep
if you
going.
can find it. Yeah, because that is one of the all-timers. While we're doing that, I'll just go through this. Salvador Perez is not a great name. Isaac Collins is not a great name. Jonathan India is a very good name.
I love that name.
Carter Jensen, Lane Thomas, Kyle Isbell are not going to get it done. So even with Vinny Pasquantino, well, but they do have Jack Caglione. Oh, all right. Are you finding that story? You've got to find that story.
I'm looking for it now. I mean, this blog is so old. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. So this is October 1st, 2008. Cubs Dodgers.
Cubs
right?
Dodgers, yep.
So this was a big, this was Cubs way pre 2016. So they're trying to overcome a long failure, long
Yes.
history of failure. And so this guy, whoever it was, which I'll find out in a second, wrote this article, which was, how do Yankee fans feel about, this is the ultimate like local angle piece, right? It's how do local Yankee fans
Feel about
feel
this
about
series.
the Cubs Dodgers series after the Yankees had been eliminated from the playoffs.
Right.
And Joe Torre was managing the Dodger and Lou Piniella was managing the Cubs. Right.
Yeah.
So so it was just this guy going around and saying, so, I'm rooting for Torre. I'll always root for him no matter what, said Jason Cardona, a 33-year-old Yankee fan from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Piniella wasn't like Joe Torre. He never won the World Series 4 times. And it's like, great. So why are we doing this? The next one is Pat Bastonia of Wayne, New Jersey. Pat is more conflicted. A season ticket holder who estimated she attended more than 1,000 Yankee home games since the late 70s. Bastonia, 49, was not sure who she'd prefer to see move on to the NL Championship Series. So the premise of this article is talk to some Yankee fans about how they feel about Dodgers Cubs, and they found someone whose answer is, I don't know. That's yeah, I'm not sure. I'm also a fan of Lou Piniella, but I don't wish Torre any harm. Like, this is the most nothing. Lou's a real doll, kicking the dirt and everything. I love them both. So wow, this is crucial journalism. And then I wrote, but now let's keep going. Is it possible to interview a woman with a comical name that sounds like it was made up by Jackie Mason in the 1960s? And the next paragraph is Miriam Pinto, who drove to Yankee Stadium from Springfield, Mass. to say goodbye to the old blah, 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 blah. I'll probably flip back and forth, but to see Joe Torre sitting there, she said, I think that's a good thing. I'm upset the Yankees aren't there, but Joe Torre deserves it. All right. So there's that good. And now I wrote, what about people with names that are bad parodies of Italian-American Sopranos style actors? What do they think?
Yeah.
I was glad he left for somewhere else, added Savino Stallone, who made the drive from Stormville, New York with his daughter, Jennifer, and son, Joseph. And what I wrote was, okay, first, there's no one named Savino Stallone in the world. Number two, there's no such place as Stormville, New York. This is a bad racist parody of Italian people. And number three, I wrote, if there were actually a person named Savino Stallone from Stormville, New York, his kids would not be named Jennifer and Joseph. They would be named IROC and Pasta Fagioli. The next person is Steve Lombardi. It's just the most hilarious parody.
It's so funny.
Savino Stallone, you've got to be kidding me.
There's no Savino Stallone. Come on.
Oh, God.
I love that piece so much. All right. Tigers, Parker Meadows. I think Parker Meadows is not bad, actually.
Fine.
Kind of head of you could see Parker Meadows being the lead in a musical. No?
Parker Meadows sounds like an actor, yeah.
Yeah. Gleyber Torres, meh. Riley
Gleiber's
Green.
fun. I got to say Gleiber's kind of a fun
not
name.
bad. Yeah, Gleyber is not bad. Riley Green, meh. Spencer Torkelson.
First ballot Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame name.
Yeah.
Kerry Carpenter, meh. But Dylan Dingler, that's really, really strong.
Yep.
You know what? I don't think we should sleep on Colt Keith.
Colt Keith is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Colt Keith is a good name.
Colt Keith is a good name. Matt Vierling, no. Zach McKinstry,
not bad.
Not terrible. But they're in the lead. They're your.
Remember, they also have Bo Brisky as pitchers. Bo Brisky, which is great because it sounds like a kind of meat.
Yes, and Tarek Skubal. Come on.
Tarek Skubal, Sawyer Gibson Long, as we already said.
Yeah.
And they have one other. They have Framber.
Oh, they have Framber. Framber is a good name.
Yeah.
Twins are coming at you with Byron Buxton, which I think is a good name.
Pretty good.
Trevor Larnach, meh. Luke Keeschel, meh. Josh Bell, Royce Lewis, Ryan Jeffers, no. You know what? Matt Wallner, Austin Martin, and Brooks Lee.
Nah.
Yeah, that's the Twins.
Not when the Tigers have Wenzel Perez on their bench. You know what I mean?
But here come the White Sox right away coming at you with Chase Madroth.
Former Red Sox farmhand.
Good name. Kyle Teal.
Another former Red Sox farmhand.
There's a lot of former Red Sox here. Colson Montgomery. Munetaka Murakami is just a great name.
Always better.
Miguel Vargas, no. Austin Hayes, no. They've got Andrew Benintendi. Speaking of former Red Sox,
That's the entire team is former Red Sox.
Edgar Cairo and Brooks Baldwin. They're not going to get it done. It's going to be. It's like watching the Olympics when one is like person is like 7 seconds ahead of everybody else, and then that last crew comes up there and like halfway through the race, you're like, yeah, you don't even have to finish. You're not going to medal. So, all right, and now the American League West. Let's start off with the Angels and Zach Neto, which I think is a good name.
Zach Neto is a good name, yeah.
Nolan Schanuel. I don't.
Yeah, Schanuel, I think.
Yeah, Schanuel. Yeah. Mike Trout. No. Yohan Moncada is a good name.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary. He's hitting cleanup for that team, but he's a good name. Joe Adell, Josh Lowe, Jorge Soler. I'll tell you, it's a good name. Logan O'Hoppe.
Logan O'Hoppe is a great name.
Very good name. Christian Moore. They're not getting it done really. Astros are coming at you with the same exact players they've had for like a decade. I mean, it's just like Jeremy Pena, Jose Altuve, Jordan Alvarez, Carlos Correa are at the top. And then it's Yainer Diaz, Christian Walker, Zach Cole, Cam Smith, Jake Myers. They're just not even worth discussing.
No, it's boring, droning, nothing.
But here are your A's. Okay. Question. Is Nick Kurtz a good name?
I think it is, yeah. It's a good name in part because Kurtz is the last name famously of the character from Heart of Darkness and also Apocalypse Now, who says the horror. And and I think there's something about a great power hitter having the same last name as like a famous lunatic from literature.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. Shea Langoliers, as we talked about, is a great name.
Fantastic name.
Like a Hall of Fame name.
Yeah.
You know what? Brent Rooker is a good name.
Brent Rooker's a cool name.
Yeah, Brent Rooker's a good name.
I'm telling you, the A's are strong.
They're contenders. Tyler Soderstrom is not going to get it done quite, but not terrible.
I will say though, every time I see his name, I say in my head, Tyler Soda Straw.
That makes it something.
Yeah.
Jacob Wilson, no. Jeff McNeil, no. Lawrence Butler is not a great name, but you know what? When you make that many great catches, I mean, like
his name is increased in quality by his play for sure.
By his play, he's a good player. It's Denzel Clark is the one making all the catches, but
yeah.
And then Max Muncy, the other Max Muncy, that's not gonna get them there. So yeah, okay, not terrible.
Yeah.
The Mariners, Brendan Donovan. They've got Brendan Donovan now, by the way. How do you feel about that?
I mean, again, we'll say it again like we do every year. I hope this is their year. I hope they win the World Series. Yeah.
Julio Rodriguez. It's not a great name, but he's such a great player.
J-Rod is a cool nickname, though.
J-Rod's a very cool nickname. Cal Raleigh is kind of a good name. Raleigh, you like names that cities.
Cal Raleigh's a good. I wish I never would have remembered that one as a city. Yeah.
Yeah. Josh Naylor, not as good as Bo Naylor. Randy Arozarena, great name.
Great name. Excellent name.
Now they're one of the rare teams that they're going to be having lots of having two players at the same position. So, they're really going lefty righty big this year. So I'm going to pick the best name at each one. Rob Refsnyder is a good name.
Good name.
Victor Robles or Luke Raley? I guess Luke Raley is a little bit better.
Luke Raley is cooler, yeah. Luke Raley is a cool guy name.
Cole Young or Colt Emerson? I guess Colt Emerson is the better name there, but meh. And then JP Crawford, who is not a great name, but a great player. I love JP Crawford. And finally, the Rangers trying to take it away from everybody with Brandon Nimmo, which is a great name, I think.
Good name.
Wyatt Langford. Corey Seager.
By the way, again, they have all these guys on this team. Wyatt Langford and Evan Carter. And I know they've had injuries and stuff, but like these guys should be MVP candidates.
Absolutely.
Evan Carter, that postseason was like, a little bit, it's the Arozarena thing. If you burst onto the scenes as a rookie when you're 21 and you mash
Do it
in
in
the
the
playoffs,
postseason. Yeah.
you immediately it's like in some weird way, it's the worst thing that can happen to you because you head into the next year with people being like, this guy is going to be the MVP.
Right.
You know?
Right. But I think this is why Langford could be an MVP candidate this year.
Yeah, he did hit a lot. That team was on no one's radar last year.
Yeah.
And he did hit pretty well.
Yeah, I'm not as high on Evan Carter, but I am high on Wyatt Langford. Corey Seager, not a great name. Jake Berger, definitely not a great name. Jock Peterson, no. Josh Young, no. Josh Smith.
Ooh,
Kyle
Josh Smith is about as bad as a name can get.
Best gets. Kyle Higashioka is okay.
I like Kyle Higashioka. That's a cool name.
And Evan Carter. Yeah, they're not a contender.
So Wyatt Langford last year at 5.6 WAR.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking for an MVP type of year from that guy.
22 homers in 134 games. He walked 74 times, struck out 151 times in 489 at bats, but stole 22 bases. I didn't realize.
Yeah, he's power and speed. So I think the A's win the division. I think Shea Langoliers and Brett Rooker carry them over the top, as they should. So there you go. So we've given you our
I like how quickly I started to talk about actual stats. I like how quickly you dispensed with my line of.
Oh yeah, no, I'm like, oh, that's real baseball. I don't want to talk about that. No, I am okay. So you said you wanted a couple of like dark horses. Wyatt Langford is a big time MVP dark horse for me.
Yeah, big time. I like that. That's a good pick. I think the Cy Young is the more interesting thing to me because now you're in this zone a little bit like Wemby and Defensive Player of the Year, where you're like it's Scooble every year and it's Skeens every year. Can anyone beat them? Which is like a fun place to be.
It's a very fun place to be. I told you this last year. I mean, I think Crochet could beat him.
I mean, if he stays healthy, I mean, he had an
incredible year.
And it is, again, going back to like Sosa hitting 60 home runs and never winning the MVP. Like the year that Crochet had last year is a Cy Young Award year.
Absolutely.
7 out of 10 years.
Absolutely.
So yes, 100% he has it in him to beat him, but
I mean, he's, Cole Reagans for the Royals, if he could stay healthy, he would have a shot, I think, in the American League. I mean, I guess Max Fried, you got to like at least consider him. By the way, even though Houston was no factor at all in our name competition, Spencer Arrighetti as their pitcher name, fantastic name.
Very good. I mean, obviously, like any name that evokes a very specific kind of food is always going to be high up on the list.
Who could beat Skeens in the National League?
Well, I mean, last year, no one really came close, but the crazy thing about last year was that Chris Sanchez was actually had a higher WAR. Which is so insane. It's really, I mean, whatever. He threw 20 more innings or whatever. So he
counts. It totally counts.
He walked the same. They like had pretty identical stats except for earned runs, which, Skeens gave up 11 homers. Sanchez gave up 12. Skeens struck out 216 guys. Sanchez struck out 212 guys. Like
they were the same year.
It basically the same year. It's just that Skeens doesn't give up any runs ever. He just doesn't give up runs. So I would say if anyone has a shot, it's a healthy Yamamoto.
That's who I was going to say is my guy. Yamamoto is the guy that I think could do it.
Yeah.
All right. Who can win the American League MVP over Judge?
Well, I mean, Raleigh came within 20 points.
Yeah, but is Raleigh going to have that year again? That's what I'm saying.
I think this is a Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez taking a leap kind of a thing.
Right. I agree.
I mean, the outside chance guys are guys like Nick Kurtz or Vladdy or,
all right. And I'm asking you this, and I know you're wearing a Boston hat right now. Could Roman Anthony take that kind of leap?
Yes. Part of Roman Anthony's, if you love baseball, go to Roman Anthony's Baseball Savant page and just look at what it looks like, because he doesn't swing at bad pitches. And now that ABS is being instituted, like you're going to watch Roman Anthony's going to get every one of them right. If he challenges a pitch, he's going to be right, because he just has an incredible eye. He doesn't swing at pitches out of the zone, and he barrels everything he hits. And the thing that didn't show up really last year was the power. And
Right.
so like the week before he was called up, he hit a home run like 500 feet in the minors. So like it's not like he doesn't have power. It's just that this is one of those things that maybe takes a while to develop, right? So can he? Yes. He in his first 250 at bats, he had like 140 OPS plus and a 400 on base percentage
Yeah.
and only like a 460 slugging percentage. So like, you know, that the power is there somewhere. It's just, and he's also 21, and I believe, craziest stat in the world, I think still has never faced a pitcher younger than he is in at any level of baseball. So yeah, he's still developing, and he is going to hopefully be healthy, and he's hopefully going to play every day, and he can 100% take that leap. Like the way that guys talk about him is like, this guy is just as a hitter is like he's like got a perfect hitting profile.
All right, who could beat Shohei for MVP in the National League?
I mean,
Juan Soto could for sure.
No, he
right?
can't. He doesn't pitch.
No, but he could. He could. Soto could have that kind of year.
No, I mean, if Shohei is healthy and hits 50 homers and throws 100,
well, right. But I'm saying,
innings,
let's say Shohei's a little off this year. Let's say he just has a little bit of a down year. Who could beat him? Who could?
So like his WHIP is 1.1 instead of 1.05.
Right. No. I'm saying he hits 42 home runs and has like
right. If there is Shohei fatigue in the way that there was like Jokic fatigue or whatever,
or Jordan fatigue,
then yeah, like Soto's the guy. I mean, I would say the dark horse guy is like Corbin Carroll.
I like that.
Who like Pete Crow Armstrong doesn't ever walk, and when you don't ever walk, it's really hard to sustain.
I'm worried about him. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm worried that he's going to take a step back this year.
Yeah, it's possible because he was so hot in the first 2 months of the year.
So hot, and then he kind of fell off even then, so.
I mean, I will also remind you that like third in WAR last year in the entire league was Geraldo Perdomo of the Arizona Diamondbacks, a person that no one knows exists.
No, but he's terrific. He's absolutely
really
terrific.
But I think you're right. If Shohei fell off a little, or God forbid, missed some games with injury or whatever, the guy who is poised to put together the kind of statistical year that will grab your attention is Soto. He led the league and he had 38 steals last year. Like he was 43-38. He walks more than anybody. He has the highest on base percentage. He's always going to have 6 to 9 WAR. Like he'd be the guy that you would bet on.
That'd be a guy. The other guy I would bet on, just throw out there, Trey Turner. He's always my guy. I always love Trey Turner. As an MVP candidate.
Plays a very important position. Plays it very well.
Yeah.
Steals a bunch of bases.
All right. One more time. It's teamgleason.org/podcast. Please go donate. You will get some of these cards and cool stuff. You can request anything you want. We'll try to make it happen for you. So teamgleason.org/podcast. One last meaningless thing to end this meaningless thing, and I'll start. I don't like pears anymore. This is a very weird thing for me. I used to love pears. Love them. And I would like, Margot would bring home pears. I'd be so excited. And then I'd eat some and I'd be like, I don't that good. Like, I think they might have been overripe or something. And they just didn't quite do it. And that kept happening. And I kind of realized somewhere along the way, pears lost me. I don't know why, but pears have lost me.
This is a tragic story.
It's a tragic tale. I mean, pears are excellent fruit. There's no reason for me to just lose my pear appetite, but I did. I
gotta say that pears are only good when they're like as crunchy as
they have to be super crunchy.
Yeah.
And so it's not impossible that I just was not getting a good pear. And when I get a good pear, it'll all come back. But I just felt that was kind of a sad moment.
Are you a fan of Asian pears?
I am a fan of Asian pears. I've not had an Asian pear in a long time.
Asian pear, a really crunchy, juicy, sweet Asian pear.
That's a good pear. That's a good pear. I agree.
Sometimes one last meaningless thing. Sometimes when you go to a friend's house for dinner or an event, or your friend comes to your house, you bring a little housewarming gift. And one of the common housewarming gifts you bring is a candle.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Bring a nice candle. I'll tell you what happens when you make that choice is that, and we only know this because we're gearing up to move. We're moving soon.
Right.
What happens is you end up with 21 unused candles. There's just candles everywhere in our house that have never been used.
Right.
And we don't know, do we keep they're nice. Do we keep them or do we throw them in the garbage? Do we give them to someone? Do we just burn them down to the nub starting now and have our house just filled with candle smoke all the time? But like who you don't usually have any. Sometimes it's like you'll put it in like a powder room,
Right.
that's
Right.
like downstairs. It's
If
just a
you're
little.
or if you're taking a bath, maybe you would light some candles.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
haven't taken a bath since the late
Me
80s.
me
Like
either. Me either. But
so
I'm just saying some people do. Does
yeah,
JJ take baths?
yeah, ladies take baths more than gentlemen do, generally
Yes.
speaking. But
Yes.
I don't know. It's a very nice gesture, and I don't want to discourage people from giving candles. But I think the result of giving candles to people is that the people end up with a lot of unused candles.
I mean, everybody gets so excited. They're like, "Oh, this is so nice." And then immediately put that in a closet
You just
somewhere.
put it on a counter, and it
Yeah.
never did.
You
Nothing ever
never
happened to
light
it.
it. No. I agree. I'm with you. All right, there you go. We did another one. So we are trying to get a super duper special, incredible guest for our next card opening.
Not a special guest.
Not a special guest at all, actually. And hopefully in the next podcast, we will be announcing our tour for Big Fan.
Yes, we are
which is-
putting it together now, and
Yes.
very exciting.
Very exciting. You can pre-order Big Fan. Mike and I have signed lots and lots of copies and done all sorts of cool bonus copies. If you go to josephbeth.com, you can get potentially, you will be entered. You will definitely get an autographed book, but you might get a book signed by Ted Danson or a book signed by Kristen Bell or something.
Amy
So-
Poehler.
Amy Poehler. You might get a book signed by me in a fountain pen. That's a possibility.
You might also get a book where my 18-year-old son wrote down the first athlete that randomly occurred to him when I asked him to think of an athlete.
And I mean, the handwriting is priceless. It's just
his handwriting is terrible. But then I was like, you've got to write it in. That's part of the gig here. And so he wrote it in, but he was so nervous to like write it clearly because his handwriting is so bad that he wrote it like block letters kind of. And I'm not joking. It looks like what a 5-year-old would write.
No, it definitely looks
incredible.
like a hostage letter. It definitely looks like it's the best. It's the best. And he picked great athletes, by the
Well,
way.
he knows more random athletes than anyone I've ever
I know,
met.
but he did a great job.
He did a good job of coming up,
random
yeah.
athletes.
Yeah.
That was so excellent. So you got that. You got there's some that Mike answers some questions. There's some where I put my favorite Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, we've got it's super duper fun. You can get that at josephbeth.com. They have the signed books going on there. There are other signed books available at Barnes & Noble and a couple of other places. Book comes out May 19th. We'll announce the tour next week. So, Mike, as always, thank you.
Thanks for having me.